Good morning and a very warm welcome. We are live in the Carnation Crafts studio and it is always lovely to have your company. So today we are live with the In Full Bloom collection. Some of you will have already seen this. Some of you may already own it. I know we talked yesterday on the Facebook preview. Some of you have already been crafting with it, which is lovely. For those of you who wanted a second chance to have a look at it, for those of you who haven't been able to buy it yet, or for those of you who prefer to buy it from the Carnation Crafts website direct, it is now launched and you are free to go. The number for the collection is 220914. That's the full In Full Bloom collection. It should actually retail at £154.94, so you're getting a whacking great big discount today. If you have got the newsletter and you signed up to that, you will also get a 10% discount. There's a code in that newsletter for you. Hello, Lorraine. You get free UK P&P for anything that is over £50 as far as Carnation Crafts is concerned. So this will take you over that and you will get your P&P for free, which is always nice to know. We like that. Now, if that is a little bit out of your price range and you would rather go for something smaller, you can get the three main florals here, which are just absolutely beautiful. This has been labelled as Florals in Bloom and your number for it is 220914. Your show price for this today is £64.99. Again, you're getting that free UK P&P. Please use your 10% discount from your newsletter. If you haven't signed up to the newsletter, you can do so by going to the Carnation Crafts website, www.carnationcrafts.co.uk, and it will all be there for you. On top of that, we have also got a little extra set of frames, which we'll go to in a little while, and I will show you those separately, but this is your main bundle. So just to remind you, the number for that is 220914. It's available now, as is the free artwork that you'll see there on the frames. That's available again at carnationcrafts.co.uk, and you can download all of those vignettes. So if you buy it today, you can start printing out and getting ready for your journey. I am not here on my own. We have got the very lovely Claire with us today, who is going to be your demonstrator. So she is going to take you through all of the samples, which is a really nice thing because if you see me do it on Create and Craft, it's nice for you to have a different perspective. So Claire is going to take you through it. Before she starts doing the demonstration, she is going to do the boards for us. So I'm going to hand you over to Claire and she's going to take us through the boards for In Full Bloom. But first of all, we'll say good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Miss Claire. Are you all right?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you very much. It's always one of those strange things when somebody else is sitting in the chair. I'm still getting used to it, but I'm getting there. It's all good. It's all good. So, Claire, do you want to take us through the board so we can have a look at these gorgeous, great, big, bountiful blooms?
Yes, let's have a look, shall we? How beautiful are these? The florals are just absolutely stunning, aren't they? They are stunning. Really big flowers with this collection, and there is just so much you can do with this, as you can see straight away. So this is, of course, the roses in bloom. They are just beautiful. The detail on these roses is so pretty, loads and loads of detail. And of course, with your card here as well, with your card base, at the bottom even, there is little detail here as well, which you can just see on the camera there. Also, of course, you've got your mats and layers here, your decoupage elements here, so you can really build up these florals to really make them stand out. Absolutely stunning. We've also got here now the gerbera. So this is again a lovely floral. As you can see, your card base you've got there with all the detail at the bottom, your mats and layers that work perfectly with your perfect papers, of course. The colours all match, and like I say, the detail in this is so nice, and also there's so much snippability in this. Did you get that right? Snippability. There we go. Because you can easily, cut into this and take pieces, and maybe even, rather than using the card base, you could always put them on an 8x8. You've also got here the Chrysanthemum. Again, absolutely beautiful artwork again from Nick and the creative team at Carnation Crafts. They've done a cracking job, as you can see. You've got all your decoupage elements, so again you can really build up these flowers. You can just have so much fun with them. Your card bases as well, so you've got this lovely card shape to work with. Again, you can build on that. You've got your mats and layers, just absolutely stunning. I'm sure you agree. Really like this, and I believe Carla's a bit of a fan of this one, aren't you?
This is absolutely stunning.
It's
so the
nice.
craftability with this takes you to a whole new level. There are ways of snipping into it. There are ways of making it into an arc, adding 2 together to create a semicircle, or putting 4 together to create a full circle. It's absolutely stunning.
So pretty, isn't it? It's so delicate as well. You've got all these different layers, so you can really build it up, and you can just have so much fun with them. And it's one of those collections. It's in full glitz, I believe. Yeah, basically all of these you could easily use them within other collections, can't you? You can easily put this into some another card design that you might use when you're mixing matching within the collections.
Can I just interject as well and say, as crafters, if you are using this, it's easier, a lot easier if you're using the glue applicators from Carnation, which are the very long, thin, fine ones that allow you to actually get into those detail spots. So where you see the tiny little dots going through on the fronds of the fans, those little elements are brilliant for placing tiny dots of glue, but you do need an applicator to do that. I hope that helps.
Yeah, it's absolutely stunning. I've loved playing with that. Right, the next one. This is perfect for somebody in your life that loves gardening. We've all got somebody, I think, in our life that loves gardening. I know I have. And you've got here absolutely everything for the gardener, really, haven't you? From your compost kind of bag here with your soil, so you can kind of really build that up. You've got your vase here as well, your little plant pot as well, which work beautifully with the big florals, which you've already seen. You've got a little scroll here as well. You can stamp, or you could put your sentiment on here. Of course, you've got your seed packets as well that can be standing up next door to your plant pot, maybe. Your little seedling that's just kind of sprouting out, growing. So yes, so much again that you can do with this, which is absolutely lovely.
Miss Taz is having a little tantrum in the corner, if anybody can hear any kind of wild rubbing out. So she has just put on a board, and she's rubbed it out now, so I can't see it, but that roses are for June and chrysanthemums are for November. So if any of you are looking for birthday flowers, that's then we are. I then mouthed, which one's gerbera? And she was like, doesn't have one. And I was like, well, then it's no use to me. So she's now having a tantrum in the corner. I'm just letting you all know. Send your best wishes to Miss Taz.
Let's look at the bees, because the bees are having a lovely time here, aren't they, at the cafe? I absolutely love this. As soon as I saw this, it just made me smile so much. How cute are these little bees, just kind of chilling out at their little restaurant, with a little menu, just having a lovely time.
We love the fuzzy wumbles.
I love
fuzzy
them.
wumbles.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a bee fan. I do love them.
I am a massive bee fan. I think I save lots of bees. It's one of my big things is to take spoons with sugar water out because I love the bees.
It has to be done, doesn't it? It has to be done. They are beautiful. And these, again, you can always just snip them off of there and place them, on your composition in other places if you wanted to.
Just coming in with my finger. See that? If you cut that in black, that's a really beautiful tree. As a silhouette. I just noticed as I was looking at it. If you cut that in black, you could use that as a forest scene at the back.
Yes, definitely. I can see that now, Carla. Yeah, but it's so much you can do with this collection again, isn't it? It's just beautiful, and we love the bees. We definitely love the bees. Having a little chilled out time at the cafe. Right, this is your little accessories. So these are lovely little tuck-ins that you've got going on here. You've got your little bit of kind of, it's like a little chandelier kind of thing going off there, isn't it? It's so pretty. You could always embellish that even more if you wanted to. Is this called gypsum, Carla?
Gypsophilia.
Gypsum, thank you very much.
Or gypsophila, or
Baby's breath.
Baby's breath.
I remember getting bouquets when I was little. My mum always used to get these bouquets and like fill them up with all of that because it's like makes them really full, doesn't it? Pretty.
My sister had them in her bridal bouquet, which is the only reason I know the name of it. Because I'm not so good with the flowers.
You're getting better.
No, I rely on Taz entirely.
You've got this kind of lacy detail again, just lovely little tuck-ins and that you can work within this collection, as you'll see. And then you've got your sentiments. Now, these sentiments are just beautiful. Firstly, for the words. I mean, thank you for being my sunshine. Who doesn't want to hear that? You make my heart bloom. Oh, they're just lovely words, aren't they? And I love the fact that you've got all the little bits of artwork as well within this. The detail, again, from Nick and the creative team. They don't miss anything, do they? Do you know what I mean when they're doing this? These little flowers are beautiful, even with the little centres here, the little coloured centres and that. And you've got your mats and layers, of course, so again, you can pop your sentiment on top maybe of your florals. So yeah, absolutely gorgeous.
It is a beautiful, beautiful thing. I mean, it's a stunning collection, isn't it? And I love the fact that you've got the roses that take you through spring and summer. Then you've got the chrysanthemums, which are those cooler tones for winter. And you've got the gerbera, which I think is very autumnal. There is something really autumnal about it. Carnation didn't stop at that point because obviously when we are looking at these floral shapes, which are stunning, Carnation always like to give us a card shape that we can use in a number of different ways. So there is a separate selection as well. And these have been so popular. If any of you saw the Facebook Live last night, you'll see how many comments there were about these. They're just so pretty. And so this is the, what's it titled, Miss Taz? Could you help me? Floral frames, which are absolutely, fancy floral frames. That's an awful lot of alliteration. Your fancy floral flames. No, I can't do it. I can't. I'm just going to move that so it's not glaring for you. That's your DL shape there, which is your gerberas, which is just absolutely stunning. When you see these made up, they're incredible to look at. And you get an awful lot of metal. Now, if I turn this round, look at that. And they're so beautiful. Those decoupage elements in the middle as well. And all the dies in the centre that you're able to do your layered aperture, no, you still can't see it, layered apertures with, or you can raise those centres up to make your different dimensions. You've also got the square with your outside layers. What these could do so beautifully is the fact that we don't have to use the actual frame around it if we don't want to. So not only do we get this as it is, which is stunning, we can also just have it as a plain card base if you want to get rid of that floral impact around the side. So you get to use it as both, and this is what Carnation try to do all the time, is give us more room in our crafting for us to be able to go through. Can I just do a massive shout out to Janine, who's just said, morning gorgeous lasses. Good morning gorgeous lass yourself. It is lovely to hear from you, Janine, who is just one of the loveliest humans in the world. Anyway, so these floral frames, no, I can't.
Fancy floral frame.
Thank you, that's what she said. You'll find that on the number 220924. It's $59.99 today, which is your show price. It is still over that £50 mark, so you are still going to get your free P&P on it, which is important. Make sure you're using your 10% discount code across the site, which we'll have got from your newsletter. And if you haven't signed up for it, you really should, because even if you never use or read, should I say, the newsletter, just take that code from it, because it's going to give you 10% discount every time you shop on the website. So it's a super important thing to have. Please do go to the Carnation Crafts website for that. I'll hand you over to Claire and she is going to show you the boards for these lovely frames.
Right then, let's have a look at these. How beautiful are these? They're so gorgeous. So we'll start off with the roses just here, because they are just stunning. As always, the artwork is beautiful. So yeah, I really love this because it's just so pretty, and you can just build it up and build it up just to make this beautiful frame. I mean, imagine how much you can do with this. I should say about the artwork as well, if you're looking at this artwork, maybe you're new to Carnation Crafts right now and thinking, this artwork, how does it all work together? Well, this can be printed off from the Carnation Crafts website, carnationcrafts.co.uk. If you have a little nosy on there, you'll find all this artwork, which is the vignettes. They are mirrored vignettes, so that means that you can use them on either side, so that gives you so much usability. You can use them in all different ways. And the artwork is just absolutely stunning. The detail, as you can see, is so pretty, and with this lovely shape of card frame, as Carla was kind of saying before, you know, you could do so much with that on its own, and then you can always build it up with all these different florals. You know, there's space for a sentiment to go in the middle. Just absolutely lovely.
That gypsophilia as well to create a wreath. So if you get, you know, if you just take the bottom piece there with the artwork, tuck those gypsophilia pieces in, so you get this full wreath. I'm just going to stop you for 1 second, Claire. Just a very important little message here, and if everyone watching could also join in, it's Miss Janine's birthday today. Oh. Happy birthday to you. I won't hurt you all. Happy birthday, Miss Janine. A massive hug from me, from Taz, from Claire, and for all at Carnation. A huge happy birthday to you. Thank you for all the work you do.
Yes, happy birthday, lovely. Right then, this square frame, imagine what you can do with this. Loads of stuff, eh? Perhaps for a birthday card, you know, pop that sentiment in the middle there. But again, you've got your lovely little chrysanthemums here. Just so pretty. I like the colours here. A little bit of a different kind of colourway going on, kind of your bluey kind of greys that match beautifully into the blues. Just so pretty. Your mats and layers, of course, as well. This centre piece you can, of course, build up as well, so that sentiment can kind of pop out of that frame maybe. Or your decoupage elements there as well, so you can really kind of build up these florals. florals, which is just absolutely gorgeous. Gerbras, there we go.
One of them.
One of them things. You've got a lovely frame shape, a lovely shape going on here of your card base again. You've got, of course, all your decoupage elements again, so you can again really build this up if you wish to. And just such a beautiful card shape again, and just so super pretty with this artwork, which is just a gorgeous colour. Again, very autumny. Is that a word? Autumny?
Autumnal.
There we go. I made my own word up.
You carry on. It's not like I don't ever.
It's very autumny.
Very autumny.
There we go. It's very pretty. So yeah, very gorgeous, right?
It is beautiful. Are we done on all of the boards?
Yes. Yes.
So let's have a look at your perfect papers, because these are your perfect partner to all of your work with Carnation. So every vignette that you see today will have a matching colour as such on here, which means that all of these colours blended in one Pantone will allow you to bring in every single vignette. Claire's just eating a breakfast crisps. Every single vignette that you can do will place against this. So if I take this card sample and show it against these papers, you'll see that it matches in with every single paper that you see behind it. These are always going to be your best friend as far as it's concerned with Carnation cards. They're designed, they are meant to bring your cards to life. And the reason that is visually, when you've got your mats and layers and then you put your vignettes on top of it, you're going to have that gorgeous fusion of colour. It's meant to be. They are perfect partners. You'll find these on the Carnation Crafts website at 220928, and the show price for them today is $14.99. Now obviously they're under £50, so it would have a 295 P&P on it. However, if you're adding it in with a separate collection, then obviously it's going to be all in one price. The US is different, so the US postage is completely different to the UK. Shipping and handling from the US, if you buy the whole collection, the shipping and handling would be, I think, if memory serves, $4.95. If you want to include your full your perfect papers in there as well, that's going to take it up to $14.95, I believe. You can change out if you don't want to have the perfect papers and you wanted to change it for a different set of papers. I believe that is absolutely fine. However, it will only include one pack of papers, because obviously it's super heavy to ship anything to anywhere these days, and it obviously costs. So it is only one pack of papers and your set, but still it's done at the cheapest it can be. Lots of people saying happy birthday to Janine, of course, and Janine says thank you so much, love you all, oodles and oodles. Not as much as we love you, Janine, because you save us many times and you do the most beautiful cards. So I think we're going to have a look at some quick samples before we get to demo, just to show you what In Full Bloom is all about. It is incredible. It's just a really stunning collection. It's very soft, it's very gentle. So I did show you this one just 1 second ago. This is when Miss Taz really gets cross with me. I've just got to stand very still. I'm not good at standing still. Okay, what are you doing? You want me to just, she's miming what she wants me to do, which I think is this. Look at that. Isn't that, I love this for newborns, for new birth. I think the idea, this, you know, the significance of that just blooming up, I think they're so pretty. That rose, it's such a showstopper. Here it is again with those fuzzy wombles in the centre. And already we're seeing then how that can be used differently. So you've got the two, you've got it on an 8x8 panel, you've got it separately, and how beautiful it is when it's all pulled together into one main piece. Just absolutely gorgeous for you there. Take it again, how else can we use that same frame? Bring in the fan. Beautiful, right? So pretty. There's so many different ways of creating that we can create something just impactful. Look at that. Put those two fans together to create that semicircle, fill it out, use those sentiments. That is an absolute boon. You're going to love having that in your crafting arsenal, because it's such a great place for putting all of your sentiments. But also you can use it in the centre of cards by twisting it and having it as one of your centerpieces. It's beautiful. And then we're going to have a look at that DL shape. This is the one with the gerbras. Just making sure I've got this the right way. Taz, you're just going to have to bear with me. I can't do what you're telling me to do. Look at that. Pretty, right? Just stunning. This collection is just absolutely breathtaking. Lovely one here from Pam. Thank you to the DT team. You are extraordinary. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And I'm just going to turn that round and just show you. Actually, we'll do it this way. There you go. See how we get those elements for the inside as well? That beautiful fan. That's the different ways we can use that fan. So we don't have to use all the mats and layers with it. We can actually use those little pieces that are fronds. Can you just see them moving on my fingers there? Beautiful thing with that fan is always to just not glue the whole thing down, because if you don't glue the whole thing down, you can get your shadow movement from it. Look at those. These little fuzzy wumbles having their cup of tea. That square frame. I love this next card. Look at that. Stunning, right? This is how we're learning to play. This is how we're learning to craft. There you go. Gorgeous. Right. I believe it's time for a demo for Miss Claire. So we're going to put her to work. Put her to work, and she is going to create a demo for you with the In Full Bloom collection.
Right then, let's do this, shall we? So we'll start off with the card base. I've used one of the frames from the frame collection, as you can see, for my card base. 350 GSM, of course, card base there, so we can really build on that. And we've just scored down from the top, just a little way down like so. So I'm just going to bend it like that. Take off my red liner tape.
Good morning, Mr. Taz's dad.
Good morning.
When Taz's dad came to pick her up from the house, I believe I shouted at him through the card window very loudly, "Good morning, Mr. Taz." I don't think he was really prepared.
I don't think anyone's prepared for you.
No. Okay.
Right then, so we're just going to build. We're just going to build our card then with this. So as you can see, I've used this beautiful frame as a card base. I'm going to use the gerbers as well, and just slowly pop it all together for you, do my composition. So we've got some foam tape on the back to kind of really raise and lift this. I've got to try and get this foam tape off now. Let's try and do that.
Do you have a pokey next to you? Yeah, you do. It's just
I do,
on the
yeah.
board if you need it.
Yes, it is there. Thank you very much. That might be helpful. I'm trying to grow my nails a little bit. They're slowly getting there. Slowly.
Nails.
We'll not talk about nails. I'm getting there slowly. Anyway, right, so just folding that down like so, just halfway, so we can just kind of line it up the bestest that I can. So this, of course, is cut out of our Perfect Papers. It's a beautiful kind of lilac-y kind of grey. Would you say lilac-y kind of colour?
It's like a mauve.
Yeah, mauve. It's very pretty.
Papers, if you need them, by the way, are 220928 on the Carnation Crafts website. They're a beautiful set of colours on this one. They're almost matte. They're not, obviously, but they've got that matte finish to them.
So pretty, and they all work so well, the Perfect Papers do, with all of the artwork, the beautiful artwork from Nick and the creative team at Carnation Crafts, because they just match, and it's great because it just takes all the guesswork out, doesn't it? You know what I mean? You don't have to worry. You can just go, right, okay, one of these papers is going to work. Let's put them all alongside all the vignettes and the artwork, and let's see. So here we go. Just going to try and pop this on. So this again, we're just going to put another white layer just there on top and create those shadows, which I know Carla is a big fan of, aren't you?
I love my shadows. Shadows are free. It's one of the, most powerful things we can do when we're card making, and it's about the way the sun moves in a room. So obviously it allows for those shadows to grow as the shadows in the day grow.
Now I'm just getting one of the ball tools. This is the largest one, and I'm just literally just going over it quick like this, just to add some shape. Of course, in all the artwork, you've got all the cut lines, so it really kind of helps you to really get some shape into these flowers, which is just lovely. You can make them really stand off of your card base and just look absolutely beautiful, which we love very much. So I'm just scooting over this, like I say, with one of the ball tools, which are on the website. They come as this little set. So we're just doing that like so, and then if you want to, of course, you can get a smaller one, get a smaller ball tool, and you can really kind of get in there and get that detail kind of going on with all of those flowers like so, and your leaves. To be honest, I just find this really relaxing. When I'm sat at home just kind of crafting, I just sit there for ages, just keep on going and going. That's a beauty, isn't it? You can just really enjoy it and just chill and really do as much sort of this as you want to, really, depending on the artwork, I guess, and what you're working on. So
it's how we change the dynamic output of Carnation's artwork, isn't it? It's how we make it individual to ourselves. And it's an important part of the process, although it's not a necessary part of the process. And I think, you know, lots of people don't want to do the sculpting, and you don't have to. That's the point. We can change, and we can, you know, change the way we design. But also, you know, you can use foam tape as well to achieve something similar. It just won't have the same rounded dynamic edges.
this is very true. You know, everybody crafts differently, and it's how you feel you want to use it. And you might want to just have a little play and just see. You know what I mean? It's great, isn't it? That's the beauty of it. You can get so many different looks from all of these.
We've all got a style. Everybody's got their own style. And as we start to craft more and more, as we start to craft, you know, in a certain way, we develop that. And it's the thing, isn't it? Because Carnation, just take Carnation as an example. Think of Carnation as being a craft in itself. So as we get onto that journey, you'll start to learn that you've got a style just with the Carnation stuff. It's how we develop. It's how we develop as crafters and card makers. And these are your beautiful fancy floral frames. Did I say it?
Yay!
Yeah. These are your gorgeous fancy floral frames. If you see the shadow work there, that's incredible.
Isn't it lovely? So beautiful. I've just popped a little bit of pin flare on there. Just kind of lift it up a little bit once we've used the ball tool, just to give it a bit more dimension again. And they just lay so pretty, don't they? Onto that frame, onto that base. It's just absolutely
How are you
gorgeous.
finding using pin flare?
Love it. I really love it. I really have so much fun. You need to have a little bit of patience, don't you, with it? Obviously, if you know it needs to dry, it takes a little while to dry. But yeah, I do enjoy working with it. I just think you can do so much, can't you?
Yeah,
it's just lovely.
It's a different type of adhesive, isn't it? It gives us so much power. I think that's the great joy of pin flare. And I like the fact I've got wiggle room, because I am terrible with foam tape. For putting it down before I've got it positioned correctly. I'm quite a clumsy crafter at the best of times. So having that wiggle room with pin flare is incredibly helpful.
Yeah, that is very, very true, because with foam tape, you know, it's quite, you know, have to be quite precise, don't you, with it? But yeah, it just depends what works for you, isn't it? Everybody, like you say, crafts differently, and it's just finding out what works for you. So these are your little decoupage elements here. So I'm just giving them a quick scoot over again with my ball tool, just to add a little bit of shape. Again, you could build these up as much as you want. There's just no end, is there, to what you can do with this. Turn that over there. So yeah, I'm just going to quickly scoot on that. And then get the pin flare again and just pop it on and just keep building. So we're just going to keep doing that. But the artwork is just so lovely. And it is very kind of, it's got a kind of autumn feel to it. But again, it can be used all year round. It's just a matter of, I guess, we're all thinking about autumn at the moment, because we're sort of heading into autumn, aren't we? The weather's definitely changed.
I'm starting to think about winter.
Are you?
Sat at home with my hat and scarf on. It's absolutely freezing.
It has gone a bit chilly, hasn't it, over the last kind of few days? I've noticed the weather is proper change, and it seems to be all that everyone's talking about, the weather changing into it at the moment. And the fact there was a bit of fog the other day, wasn't there? There was a little bit of fog.
It's very British to talk about the weather, isn't it? It's what we do. It's our national pastime.
I went into the local shop the other day, and that was the first thing I was talking about for about 10 minutes. Isn't the weather cold now? It's changed. So there we go. Just popped all those little decoupage elements on there. So we're just going to add now, as you know already, because I've just been saying when we were doing the boards, I love the little bee cafe, because they are just so super cute. And again, we're just going to have a little play with these wings, you know, sort of bring them to life. So they're kind of just little, you know, they're just sitting there and they're just chilling at that table. And again, I'm just going to pop a little bit of pin flare on here so that we can pop them onto the card base. But they are just the cutest little things. I just wonder what they're chatting about. Mind you, they seem busy with the menu at the moment, don't they?
The weather, probably.
Probably the weather, yeah. Can't see them being too happy about it. So there we go. We're just going to pop that now on there, like so. And then on top of that, we're going to add our little sentiment. Thank you for being my sunshine. I thought that was absolutely lovely. I popped lots of foam tape on this, as you can see. Lots of little bits of foam tape, because I just wanted to really raise it up.
I love watching other crafters and how they work. It's incredibly interesting.
When I was putting the foam tape on, it's amazing. I kept going. I was like, I need a little bit of foam tape in this bit as well. Let's put it on that bit. So we raise that bit up as well. And then I'm realising now I've got to try and get it off with my nails because it's tiny little pieces.
Yeah, it takes a while. So Miss Taz has just asked me the question. I'm going to ask it to you at home. Miss Taz has just said, do you ever check a menu out before you go to a restaurant? So I suppose, do I go online and check it out? And I don't.
I do, all the time.
You do? Would you do it for every single restaurant you went to?
Yes. If I hadn't been there already, then yeah.
Would you? I like the surprise when I walk in.
I like to know that I can eat something there.
I did once go to a restaurant in York and the only thing they served was fish, and I can't stand fish, so I should have maybe checked that restaurant out. That is absolutely stunning, Claire.
Thank you. It's so pretty, isn't it? It's that sentiment though, isn't it? It really just adds that bit more as well.
I genuinely think that they are Carnation's best sentiments yet. I think they're incredible. I love the work on them. I love the florals on them. I love the kind of change between the cursive font to the main Roman font. I think they're absolutely stunning. Linda's saying definitely she checks the menu out. I maybe need to learn a thing or two, no? Right, this collection that we're looking at the moment is the In Full Bloom collection. We are launching it today on the Carnation Crafts website. It has been on Create and Craft before, so some of you will have seen it. The number for it on the Carnation Crafts website, which is www.carnationcrafts.co.uk, the number is 220914. The show price today is £124.99. That is an original price, so we've knocked it down from £154.94 for you today. And the UK P&P is free for you today. The frame that you just saw Claire using, however, is from the Fancy Floral frames. I said it. And that is a separate collection altogether. It's a smaller collection and it just encompasses those beautiful frames. So we've got the DL, we've got the square, and we've got the circle. You can see them all sitting there. I'll just tip this a little bit so you don't have quite so much glare on those. The number for those is 220924 with a show price of £59.99, free UK P&P. Just to give you all a heads up, if you're brand new to Carnation Crafts and you are just watching, you might be looking at the artwork thinking, where have they got that stuff from? Because there's no way I could paint that. You don't have to. That comes from the Carnation Crafts website. Carnation Crafts have got their own in-house design team, which is run by Nick and his little crafty mice, and they create all of the artwork themselves. So go to the website, go to free downloads, and then you can choose from the right hand side any collection that you so wish. Put in Full Bloom and a list of PDFs will appear. Put the ones in your basket that you want. So for this one you would want the entire collection. If you were buying the full collection, add it to your basket along with your backing papers and your inserts. Also, you would want the ones for the Fancy Floral frames if you bought those as well. Simply go to checkout, download them to your computer, and then you print them out. You are best printing them on Pro Print paper if you want the colours to be as strong as the ones that you see us using in the studio. That's a matter of personal choice. It just does make a difference, and we do get a lot of questions about it. So that they're called vignettes. The artwork are called vignettes, and that's what we use. Some of them will have a black line down the centre. You're going to fold it on that black line, spray glue the inside, pop your die on top, chuck that through your machine, and that is going to give you a vignette which has got a colour both on the front and on the back. So that's what's called a mirrored vignette. You don't have to print them that way. You can do it on single-sided. If you're going to print it on the mirrored vignette, try and get 120 Pro Print paper because it will turn out to be 240. If you're going to do them single-sided, my personal advice is to use the 220 Pro Print, but entirely your choice. So, Claire, are we hoofing back onto another demonstration?
Let's do it, shall we? Let's do it. Let's do it. I was just popping some glue on there, everyday glue.
Are you
whilst you were chatting? Are
you pre-sorting? It always helps.
I was organising myself. Right then, let's do this. So this is again another of the frames which is separate from the main collection. All of them absolutely gorgeous. These card shapes, I mean, you can do so much with that. Just look at that straight away. So we've scored from the top. I'll get there in a minute. I've not had enough coffee this morning. And then we've got our little bit of red liner tape, so let's scoot that off there and make our card base from this lovely floral frame. Let me just see where I'm at here. Let's line it up at the edge of here. Am I right there? Yes. There we go. And just squeeze them together. Right, let's start working on that, shall we? Cut again from 350 GSM card, so we've got that as a card base, so we can start really building on that. So we've got our perfect papers, which I've cut out here again from your next of the dies. So we're going to pop this just on top like this. Really am a fan, as you can see, of this really, really beautiful shade. It's so, so pretty, isn't it? So, so, so pretty. So I'm just trying to scoot it around
You've got
here.
to rotate to get it
I'm
into the right
rotating.
place. You're there.
There we go. I'm there. Look, I'm there. You just have to rotate them around like that. So we're good. We're good. And pop off the foam tape if I can. Can I get it off? I need practice, don't I, with this?
The
see.
foam
This is
tape that
gonna
I always
work.
buy that everybody asks me about has
Yeah, this is yours.
they've changed the recipe for it, and it is incredibly sticky now.
It really is, isn't it?
So it's because it's insulation tape, so it's not designed really for this purpose, but it does take a bit of getting off right now.
It does. We're getting there. I'm getting there. Look, I've done it.
I keep getting bits of glue and foam stuck to my fake nails. It's not a pretty look.
I've just moved it round now, haven't I? I've got to try and rotate this round. Are we doing it?
Keep going.
Keep going. Keep going. It's there because I can't really see because I can't lean over.
There.
Am I there?
You're
Am I there?
there.
I've got a thumbs up from Tasman in the corner. Right. Let's do it. It's harder than it looks, you know, when you can't lean over that
when you're
much.
doing it on the telly box.
It is quite hard to do that. Right, we're going to do the next one now. We're going to try again. Let's see this with this super sticky tape and see if we can get this off. Like I said, this is Carla's tape, you can see. So it is a little bit super sticky.
Well, Claire's just taking that off. I'll just remind you that the perfect papers that come with this collection, which are absolutely beautiful, you'll be able to find them on the website, and the number that you need for them is 220928. They are the most glorious collection of very soft colours. It's a really beautiful, where do I want to say? It's kind of like a... I always want to, they're sort of misty almost to me. They remind me of a mist. You're there, Claire, just look. Yeah, you're there.
I'm just laughing at Tasman in the corner. She's like rotating because I can't see.
Taz is miming like Billy-O to Claire to try and get her to rotate because she can't see on the overhead where she's going.
I've done my bestest. I've done my bestest.
You did look like you were driving. She was doing a whole lot of steering wheel turning there.
Thank you so much, Tasman. Oh, it's fun, isn't it? I do like it. It's so much fun, right?
The roses in this collection, be it on the fancy floral frames or be it on the main collection, I just think are absolutely knockout stunning.
I mean, look at that. Yeah, so pretty, so pretty. So let's pop those on there. Let me get a little bit. I'm going to put a bit of pin flare. This has already got decoupaged up, so previously, because with obviously pin flare taking a while to dry. Yeah, a couple of times now I've had a moment where I've been just not enough, you know, I've not had enough patience.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that you can do with pin flare is if you know that you're going to be crafting it in a couple of days and making your cards in a couple of days, taking a frame like Claire's done there and putting some pin flare on it, then setting it aside and letting it dry, and then when you actually come to crafting, you will already have, as such, a mound of pin flare ready, and you can just put some more pin flare on top, but using a much lower amount, and it will dry so much quicker. So if you are in a hurry on card making day, that's a way of speeding up your process.
Just using the bore tool again, the largest one, just to kind of break down those fibres again and just shape my rose a little bit. Like I say, you can take as long as you want when you're doing this, and like I say often, I take a long time just playing, because it's very relaxing. I mean, crafting, let's be honest, is very relaxing, isn't it? I'm just going to shape the little leaves a little bit, give them a little bit of feel like that, little bit of, just crunch them up a little bit, you know, shape them again. You don't have to do this, you know, you can easily just put your artwork down flat if you want to. Just, it's personal preference, isn't it? And that's the joy of this. There's so much that you can do with it, isn't it, with the collection. So I'm just going to lift this up a little bit. I want to pop it, I think, under here, so this works beautifully together. So we're going to just pop it somewhere about that, maybe. Yeah, we can just tuck it in there, can't we? So put a little bit of glue. Let's get an everyday glue applicator, because that's going to help me.
Fairy tale look to it, that big rose.
It's beautiful, isn't it? It is beautiful.
Should I tell you a little story about roses while you're putting your glue on?
Yes, please.
My nana was, when she was engaged to my granddad, there was another man called RB who was very much in love with my nana, and she asked him if he would look after her prize roses while she went on holiday with my granddad. He was not best chuffed about this because he was very smitten with my nana, and when she came back he'd painted all of her prize roses grey.
Okay.
There you go.
How many were there?
Loads of them. He'd painted them all grey.
I'm going to pop a little bit there as well.
My nana was raging.
I mean, I kind of respect the dedication.
I know. I don't know if he'd just thrown a massive bucket of grey paint over them. I don't know, but my nana was not best chuffed, I can tell you that.
You wouldn't be, would you? Let's be honest. Oh my goodness me. So there we go. Pop that on there. Obviously,
Stunning.
you can place it down. I've just kind of tucked it in. Let's just tuck it in there. Just hold it down. With this glue, with everyday glue, a little goes a long way. Just a few little dabs of that. I've kind of left these raised up a little bit because, like I say, I want that little bit of sort of dimension. I want it to kind of give that realness off of there. Right, there we go. That looks so pretty, doesn't it?
It's the shadow play, isn't it?
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
Stunning.
Absolutely gorgeous.
I think Nick and the creatives team's ability to create the most stunning artwork, because when we look at the cards that we're making today, in the most simple form, we're adding a couple of dies. If you think about it in, you know, in its actuality, that round frame that we're getting, where you've got the panel sitting around it, and then you add the large frame to it with a sentiment, that in and of itself, I don't know what Claire will be adding after that, but if we just do that, that's a stunning card, and that's just 3 elements placed together. It's not difficult to create something breathtaking with Carnation, and that's where its power lies. That's where its power has always lain. It's just incredibly tactile and beautiful and very aesthetically pleasing.
That's the thing with crafting, isn't it? Like with your crafting journey, if you're starting out at the moment, you know, imagine what you can do if this is kind of, you're new to Carnation Crafts watching right now and looking at this and thinking, oh, okay, how could I do that? I mean, just by working with just a couple of these beautiful pieces of artwork from your die collection, you know, you can just do so much. But then again, at the same time, if you've been crafting for ages and ages and ages, there's so much you can do as well. So it's like, it's perfect, isn't it? So we're just going to get this little fan, and we're going to pop it just underneath. I'm going to just tuck it in, just like so. Just let's add that there. Oops, if I can just hold it. See, not enough patience. There we go, and you can just move that round like so.
Aren't they pretty,
So
those little fans?
pretty.
They remind me of hair combs.
Yeah, they are actually. They're so lovely. They're just so delicate, aren't they?
Yeah.
So delicate. And as Carla was saying earlier, you know, the everyday glue applicators, you don't want too much glue on there, do you? You don't want it going everywhere. And they just do an awesome job of just getting the right amount of glue on there, on the end of there, and just, you know, dab, dab, dab.
Why do we not use too much glue? Miss Taz, can you remember? Because glue is
Sticky.
sticky. We don't need a lot, it's sticky.
We don't need too much, do we? Shall we just tuck it just underneath there as well on this side? Let's
I
pop
love
that
those little drops.
just there, just underneath. Let's line it up with that leaf. So it's just kind of gently going down the side of the card. So pretty.
Pretty.
Got a little rose here. I mean, I could always tuck that in somewhere, couldn't I? Could maybe tuck it in here, or
You can add little
what
extras,
do you
can't
reckon?
you?
We can keep playing. That's a beauty. Shall we pop it? We'll pop it there. Let's pop it there. I feel like it's left out otherwise. So we just pop it in. I just tuck it in there. I just pop a little bit of pin flare on, and it can just be popping out of this sentiment just there.
Just those added little pieces that create such an impact, don't they? Just Miss Taz is saying that those little drops would make beautiful icicles on a tree.
Oh yeah, wouldn't they?
She's a very clever girl, is Miss
I
Taz.
love that idea. Yeah, so pretty. So
Very
pretty.
beautiful. I love this whole collection. I think there's just something incredibly powerful about it. You all know that. I've told you it before. The number that you want for the In Full Bloom, and I will say this is the only show that we're doing with In Full Bloom on this channel, so this is your last chance to buy it live. We won't be coming back with this. We will be back this afternoon, but that is with the Halloween Crafters Select. So the number for this one is 220914. Remember to use your discount code of 10% from your newsletter. Free UK. Oh no, the squirrels came and stole the words.
UKP&P.
Thank you. Free UKP and P. I'm just going to run through everything on the show, and then we're going to send Claire back for another demo. Well, not send her because, you know, she can't get past me, but we'll go back to Claire. So that's your main collection on 220914, and like we say, 12499. Then Miss Taz is having a little
You
giggle.
sound like a Carnation bouncer.
I am a Carnation. If your name's not down, you're not coming in. You can't leave.
Okay.
That's the answer. You are trapped
Cool.
until I leave. And I'm very old, so it might take me some time. Moving on from there, we have got your gorgeous, I'll wait till Taz comes up with which one do you want next.
I'm following you.
Are you following me? You're so good. Your gorgeous floral frame Fancy floral frame. I cannot do the words. The fancy floral frames, and you'll find the number for that 220924. Your show price for that is $59.99. Again, free UK P&P because it's over £50. Sorry, Miss Taz is laughing in the background and making me laugh. And then you've got your perfect papers, which again are your perfect sort of partner. Now, we do obviously have a shot of those that you've already seen, but if it's okay with Miss Taz, I'm very, very quickly, because she separated these out for me, just going to place so you can see the full colourway, because these are sumptuous. It's like a misty morning. Look at them. Aren't they just so beautiful? There's something incredible about those. I love the two central... What would you call them? It's like a mulberry. It's almost like a mulberry colour. They're beautiful. So you'll find those as well on the Carnation Crafts website. The number for those is 220928, and the price for those is $14.99 with a UK P&P of $2.95. Again, this is the last time we'll be doing this show live, so now is the time to get it. I don't know when Carnation will be putting the price back up to its main price, so definitely now is the time. Good morning, Mary from Virginia in the US. Right, Miss Clare. Time for demo 3. Are you prepared?
I am prepared. I think I am. I hope I am. Right then, let's go for it. So we've already looked at the gerbers, we've already looked at the roses. Let's have a look at the chrysanthemums. So we've used a card base that comes with the chrysanthemums to make our lovely card base, like I say there. So I've just scored down from the top, and I'm just going to shuffle this. This multimedia mat, I love this little edge here because you can just like line up your card perfectly, can't you?
I love
it's
that.
Very, very helpful.
Miss Taz, what's the deal of the day today? Do you know? Did you look? Right, so then we're going to pop on our mats and layers. So we've used kind of these are kind of a grey blue, would you say? It's got kind of a denim colour to it, hasn't it?
It
That
is
sort
kind
of
of denim,
washed out
yes.
denim. It's a beautiful colour. Petrol, like a washed out petrol blue.
Yeah, it's that kind of colour. And again, these perfect papers do work perfectly with your artwork. Takes all that guesswork out of trying to find the right papers. So we're just going to do that, and then just pop this on top like so, not leaning over too much so you don't see the top of my head. You don't want to see that.
I'm just seeing the top of mine enough. It'd probably be quite welcome somebody else's.
How pretty is this as well, this detail just at the bottom? It's just super, super pretty. That in itself.
Cut that card base out in a mirror, it looks incredible because all the detail gets sort of embossed into the mirror card. It really does look spectacular.
That's fab. Yeah, it's just such a great detail, isn't it? It's, like I say, Carnation Crafts again have done a beautiful job with this collection. It's fabulous. So this one's just slightly lighter look on your perfect papers. So we're just kind of getting those shadows and just getting that the beautiful colours kind of building it up. So then we've got the artwork. So we've got the lovely artwork here. Again, your vignette mirrored. So you can get this from the website carnationcrafts.co.uk. So if you're treating yourself right now and you want to be organised, it's on the website. You can get printing it off. Already decoupaged up, so you can really sort of build these flowers so they really kind of stand out of from the page, kind of like from the card base, I should say. So yeah, just popping a little bit of pin flare on because I do love my pin flare. Just like so. We're just going to pop this onto our card base.
Look at
like
that. That's incredibly powerful, isn't it, that flower? These are just
stunning.
Incredibly powerful.
And I'm just going to just tweak these little corners because I just want to add a little bit of kind of dimension to them. Not gone too much with these, but just a little bit, just tweak. Right, cool. Then we've got our lovely little fans here. So we can, where can we put these? Could we pop them? Could maybe, yeah, we could pop it in there, couldn't we? Let's do that. Let's have a go. So put a little bit of glue again. I'm going to pop just a bit on either side and just lift that up and just pop it inside there. Just hold it down. Pretty that, isn't it? Just add something.
Do you know what else those little fans remind me of as well? The tiny little fans. The wafers you get in ice cream cones.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know which ones I mean?
Yeah. They are.
Oh, I used to love them.
Yeah. Ice cream.
You used to get a little fan wafer in your ice cream and Anna used to make them. Oh, I used to love them. Also got a craving for a custard cream. Nobody needs to know any of this information, Miss Taz. Stop me speaking.
It's very interesting. Right, let's pop these in. So we've got now all our little tuck-ins here as well. Obviously you can spend again as much time as you want kind of like shaping these and you know, playing, making them shaped as much as you want. So we can tuck these in. Let's see where we're going to tuck these in. Where should we tuck them in? Shall we have a little look? Let me have a little look. Maybe we can pop one in there. Let's pop one in there, just a little tiny bit of glue.
And again, composition is always about experimentation. It's about finding what you feel looks right. One of the best ways you can do this, if you're struggling at all with composition, is once you've got them all in place, don't glue it first, just put them all in place. And I've said it before, take a photo and walk away from the original piece. Look at the photograph. It makes it completely different when you look at it through a photograph as opposed to when you're looking at it through your own eyes, because we get bogged down in what we're doing. So when you see it clean on a photo, you can work out what looks right and what doesn't. Yes, Miss Tiz Taz, you have a hand raised.
With your fan accessories, with some of the florals, could you intertwine them into the full glitz and sort of make like a little fan bouquet?
Yes, which would be very pretty. Very pretty indeed. If you got some of your, I tell you what would be beautiful, if you had the big fan and you took in some flowers from the midi floral arrangement and then the tiny ones and just weaved them, that would be beautiful, wouldn't it, to weave them through. And oh Lord, the name's escaped me. You know the die that's, we did a show on it that's got the, you've got the weaving pieces for it.
The laminar?
No. Oh no, they're nested dies and you tuck and weave. They've got little holes cut out of them. It's going to annoy me. I'll find out for the next show. But you could use those as well to weave. You know the pieces that you cut out, they almost look like plaits. You could put those through and tuck them round. Beautiful.
So whilst you've been having a little chat,
sorry,
I've been popping this just so we're up to date with what I've been doing. So I'm just popping and tucking in all of these. I've just been having a little play, as you can see.
Absolutely gorgeous.
So yeah, they look pretty. There's so much, like you say, you can do with this. It's just fun, isn't it? You know, tucking them in and playing like that. We've got a plant pot here. I'm going to pop my plant pot on the bottom. I want it to be there, look, because then that kind of frames that, doesn't it? It looks lovely. Do you like the plant pot, Carla? I like the plant pot.
I do.
It's
I don't
pretty.
like real ones very much. I'm just a bit hopeless with the whole garden thing.
Do
But you can
plants?
become your own florist. I tell you what I do love doing is arranging paper bouquets. So this is more up my street than the soil ones outside. I don't understand plants. I don't understand gardening. Everything seems to go wrong.
Do you know what? I didn't used to be into plants because I didn't do very well with them. And then recently I've started a collection and they're all living. It's all good. I've actually,
plants?
yes, yeah, indoor plants. But I mean, I've never had much joy with them, to be honest. But now they are all actually doing pretty well. I'm like, hooray.
I think plants just scare me. I love them. I absolutely love flowers, but I think they just scare me. I just don't think I've got to grips with it.
And then we're just going to pop that sentiment just on the bottom there. And jobs are good.
Absolutely stunning, Claire. Really, really beautiful. This collection is just... It's impactful, isn't it? Which is what we want. We want that impact when we're creating it. Carnation always brings us impactful stuff. It's why we are such big fans. It's why we love creating with them. We're actually going to be back with you today at 1 PM and we're doing the Crafters Select, which is a little bit spooked, which is the Halloween collection. And if you saw the Facebook preview yesterday, it's gorgeous. Of course it's gorgeous. And it is just brilliant. Claire's going to be demonstrating different ways of using that with you. And because it is only on for one day, it will only be on for tomorrow, we are going to have an extended show, which is 1 until 2:30. So we're going to go and grab some lunch and then we will be back with you in an hour and a half. Just to let you know, well, no, an hour. No, not an hour and a half. While we disappear and go and have our lunch, take a little sneaky peek on the website and have a look at the deal of the day, because I think you might be very pleased. We will speak to you in an hour's time. Until then, take care. Bye.